Welcome back and thanks for staying with us. Now, the South African Civil Aviation Authority has allowed a waiver to United Drone Holdings. This will enable companies to install an autopilot artificial intelligence system for long-range commercial drone flights. This all sounds very technical, right? Well, fear not, as Captain Eric Mataba, a senior manager of flight operations, joins me now in studio to help us really navigate this topic. Eric, good morning and thank you so much for joining us.
Good morning. Thank you very much, Lindy.
What does this all actually mean? I mean, this waiver, how will it work and what exactly will these drones be doing?
Yes, what we are talking about is BV loss, beyond visual line of sight, where we have, normally we have authorized, approved drone operators. We got 65 drone operators we have approved, and out of those 6, which includes drone ops, are allowed to call what we call BV loss, beyond visual line of sight,
okay,
which means the remote pilot is unable to see the remote aircraft unaided with his naked eyes. So they would use that artificial intelligence to be able to give input and commands to control this, to avoid collision. This uses cameras and C2 command link, which is the command remote controlled commands to control the aeroplane or the aircraft to avoid collision.
Yes.
Basically, and to detect intrusion, other aircraft which might be in the same space. And these operations are being done basically in secluded areas like your mines. They're using them for surveillance,
sure,
and so forth.
I mean, the United Drone Holdings CEO, he spoke about, how these drones can be used to inspect railway lines, delivery of blood as well. Speak to us a bit about that.
Well, we have not authorized or approved the delivery of blood samples yet, but not to say it cannot be done. There is a process in getting all these approvals. First of all, you have to have a remote operator certificate, which allows you, if you're going to use them for commercial use, to be able to fly the remote aircraft in a safe manner, which does not intrude other airspaces or cause damage to property and to individuals. And some of the operators, out of the 6, 4 are operating in that space where there's mining, geological survey, and so forth. And I know that 2 of them are doing surveillance as well, which is your power lines, the inspection of power lines, etc.
How pricey is this?
Well, they range. They range in price, depending where you've purchased them from. It could be anything from 14,000 Rand. The sophisticated ones they use for commercial operations, some of them are costly. They can cost $1 million and more.
Wow. And tell us a bit about the smart system. I mean, you've spoken about how they can identify, if there's an obstacle or if there's like another plane that will pose a threat. How exactly does that happen? How exactly does that work?
Well, basically, it's artificial intelligence where the cameras use infrared sensors to sense intruding obstacles, other aircraft, etc. And they will be able then to command remotely the aircraft they are flying, the remote pilots, to evade any obstacles or other aircraft to keep the skies safe and to keep people safe.
What does this actually mean for drone usage in the country?
Well, it's developing technology. It's cost effective. It has gone into space where helicopters used to operate in a cost effective manner, and it's able to do many other things which helicopters might not be able to do effectively and efficiently. And we when we authorize, we make sure that the certification process is very thorough and it will be safe for operation.
I mean, one of the concerns that have been raised, especially with the advancement of technology, is the fact that, human labor is being replaced with these drones and the type of smart system that's being used here. Is that not a concern?
Well, I wouldn't say, because I've seen training taking place of a lot of remote pilots. At the moment, there's a lot, as you know, where you used to have maybe one aircraft or one helicopter, you will have various kinds of drones or remote aircraft flying, and hence we need more pilots to fly these machines.
What does it take to become a pilot?
Well, you got to be, obviously, have a matric or a higher qualification, and then you go through the training where you do subjects like your aerodynamics, your meteorology. You must be good in science, geography, mathematics, and that's it. And
are there actual courses in our universities, or is it specialized places where you study to become, a drone pilot?
Well, the specialized places at the moment, we have 5 schools which specifically focus on drone pilots and other things. They also train the manned aviation pilots, but these ones focus on drone pilots. So you would have to go to a specific school. But the norm has been those who have been flying manned aircraft, who have got private pilot license, CPLs, take quicker because they already have what we would call grandfather rights in terms of some of the subjects like aerodynamics, meteorology, and the airframe technical itself. So it will take them a shorter time to qualify.
Yeah. Yes. And I mean, you're speaking about the shortage of these pilots, which means there isn't really, some type of awareness or information that is out there to say that, look, there's a whole sector here that we're trying to develop in the country, and we need your assistance, especially to young people.
Yes, we do. We conduct these campaigns, and I know the industry does too. We got drone conferences and aviation awareness. We, as the civil aviation, do reach out, and we do roadshows to create awareness in schools, and we have air displays and promotion of aviation seminars.
All right. Well, thank you so much for joining us. That's Captain Eric Mataba, Senior Manager at Flight Operations, speaking to us about smart delivery drones.